What's up, everybody? We are Misunderstood Podcast, episode 11. We're coming to you guys a little late this week, but we're still gonna give you something and give you a little quick cast. Today is just the original two, the original duo. The two Musketeers, two peas in a pod, niggas are us, all that. Big Trey and
Niggas
your boy Mago Day. What's up,
on. Yo,
Mago?
yo, yo. What's up, Trey, man? How's it been going, bro?
Yeah, I'm out here, man. Packs weights, birdies, all that type of stuff.
Oh, God. The Pats and Wakes and Birdie
But
Birdie.
hey,
It's a
shout
joke,
out to
guys.
anybody in the comments that can tell me what a birdie is.
Right?
I'll never forget your response like, "Yo, you know about drugs, man? What's a birdie?" He's like, I don't know. I ain't never heard of that shit. Trey. What's that crack?
Birdie. Oh, that's what I said.
You said I think it's crack.
I was around crack at the time, so that's why I said, oh, no. I was just learning how to snap it, but never sold crack, guys. Not no kind of super thug.
Yeah,
Don't.
Zay not here. If Zay was here, he was
Right.
king.
I drove people around who sold crack. Drove them to make pops. I sat in the little trailer park, but that was back in the day when I was young and stupid.
Word. Hey, yo, I want to have a open invitation, if you don't mind. Um,
Proceed.
Anybody out there that listens to the We Are Misunderstood podcast, the W.A.M.P podcast, if you will, and you will consider yourself a duelist on Yu-Gi-Oh, hit us up. I duel on the computer with the YGO Pro application. I also have Legacy of the Duelist on PlayStation, but that game is trash. So get it on PlayStation or get it on PC. If you need a link, you can hit us up. We'll share that link with you, and we can get it in, man. I'm just looking for some good duels.
Yeah. Ever since I retired, you ain't got no good duels no more.
You're not retired, my nigga. We dueling after this.
Bro, it's a distraction. I cancel out all distractions in my
It's
life.
really not, bro. You play
Got
games with your kids, you gotta play games with your friend, man. That's just a part of
it
life.
doesn't correlate. You can play games with your kids. You can play games with me, damn it.
It does, man. If you don't think I'm important enough in your life to play games with from time to time, that's what we really need to talk about.
Oh, come on, man. You're my you're my best friend, bro. Of course you are, but nah, nah. Games aren't important in my life anymore. They
You
really.
could you could do a lot of things while you do. You know what? That was good for this week's podcast. We appreciate y'all
Oh,
coming out and listening to it.
that was good. That was good. Yeah, quick cast. Thank you guys. Good night. Well, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff happened this week.
Okay.
Um, in the news and not. Um, it was me and my wife's 5th year wedding anniversary yesterday.
50 year?
Five, fifth
Oh, five.
year, fifth.
Okay.
Yeah,
50 year. Okay. I was like 50, huh? Hmm.
couldn't be 50. Couldn't be 50 years. I just heard a wow, but whatever. Um, we'll talk about that too, because of course you know how crazy I am, but the world doesn't. But yeah, man, 5 years, man. We've been married for 5 years. It's been a long, long, We were talking because I'm like, I felt like we've been married for 6. She thought we've been married for 4. And it was 5. We met in the middle. It was 5. Um, she was like, no, 4. And then she threw out the year, whatever year that was. What would that be? Like 14, 19. Yep, 5 years. For 2014. Um, man, man.
Well,
We made
congratulations on that, man. Being married for any amount of years is an accomplishment, especially in this day and age. It's tough. And so you're an
Appreciate it, man.
inspiration
We
to us all.
we sat there and talked about, how just the levels we had to go through in our relationship. Make it like first we were saying first we had to get everybody out of our relationship, because you got family and bishops and these people who be in your relationship, and first thing is you take them out of it. Then when you take them out of it, it's dealing with the facts of life, and then learning how to love each other the way that they notice, because everybody perceives love differently, you know.
Hmm.
Like I can be loving her the way I think it that's love shows love from me, but to her it doesn't correlate. So I had to learn how to love her the way that she understands love, and her vice versa, the same, you know.
Yeah.
Um, trying, it was trying. It really got easier once we got people out of it. So that was probably like the second year mark, and then life is life. But when you're dedicated to somebody, and of course, we both felt like we wanted to leave. We talked about that. There's been plenty of times when we both was like, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. But you ain't really done when you really love somebody, dedicated to making it work. So yeah, man, we here, man. 5 years married, man. Going strong, relationship better than it's ever been, man. You know, it
Or
really makes me appreciate my wife. She's an amazing woman, great woman, one of the greatest women I've ever known. Strong and loyal. And you remember I was talking to you just the other day about about some chick trying to come on to me.
hmm
Everything I say super funny, and I barely say anything, but everything I say super funny. Trying to rub on my arm, do the shoulder to the arm rub. That's how you know.
hmm
Whoa, that little contact. It's like into the Spidey verse.
I
I
didn't see
just
that yet.
bro, I just watched it. It's so good,
I
so
downloaded it. Oh, keep it going. Hold.
oh yeah, you got it. All right, guys. Anyway, so good. But what I was saying is the dude told his uncle. I mean, his uncle told the boy, grab him by the shoulder and just be like, "Hey," and that's what I was talking about, though. It was funny. But yeah, man. So had that happen this week. Um, of course, that's why I was late. Well, me and her both had to work yesterday, so we really, did a little anniversary thing a little early Tuesday. Because that was the only day we both had off together. Other than that, we had to work. So that's why I wasn't able to do the podcast. And then a lot's happened, man. Please, people watch your kids, man. Um, try not to get emotional because my little brother, man. When I say watch your kids, I'm talking about 19, from young to 19, 20, 23, one of my little brothers. I got a big family. That's why I said Seabreeze last week because that's where my family is from. Um, but I got a big family. I have 5 sisters and 4 brothers. I don't do the step. If I want to talk just blood related, it would probably be 3 sisters and th- th- one, three brothers, but I don't do the step. So five. No, I think I got five brothers and five sisters now. Anyway, I'm not gonna count it right now, but somewhere around there. My dad has a young kid, a son, a new son. So I don't know where that throws my count. um, but my younger brother, man, 19-year-old, good kid, really good kid. He's lost right now, as we all are at 19. Especially if you don't want to go to school. And I talked to him, and I try to tell him because he was raised in Jacksonville. That's where I am. He was raised here, so he's a good kid, raised around, raised in the zoo. So of course he tries to be something he not, super thug. We all do that. That was what we talked about last week. Changing because of the world around us and having to adapt. But I tried to tell him, to watch himself and watch people, man, because it's dangerous. Um, Somebody laced this weed. I guess they crushed up. It's a drug called Flocka, which is basically like bath salts and pills and a whole bunch of chemicals. It's like crazy. Um, that's you hear about people eating people's face, people going wild, going crazy. Um, it really altered his mind state. I just really pray that he that doesn't do permanent damage. Um, because he's definitely he's a small kid. He's small, really skinny, really short, and he smokes a lot. So he was probably smoking like a super blunt. But it's been days, and the drug they had to have him committed. Um, had to have him committed because it does something chemically. I don't know. Then they don't really know much about it because it's such a mutt of a drug. I read like it's just everything thrown in it. He's just not the same. I'm actually going to see him today. Um, but just keep him in prayer, man. Keep my stepmom, my mom in prayer. My dad, like, it's tough. It's rough. It's sad. Um, but I just hope he okay. And when stuff like this happens, you think about life, and it's hard not to blame yourself because he was just a little kid when I was around, and he had already smoked weed before, and he knew I smoked weed, and he would ask to hit the blunt or whatever. I let him do it one time. That was me being ignorant, 18-year-old kid, 17, 18. And I should have never done it. And I can't help but think if I never was around and he didn't see me high all the time, out of my mind, that was all my life was about at that time. If he didn't see me like that, maybe he would have never took to weed as he did and start smoking at a young age. I don't know, but yeah, keep him in prayer, guys. Lift it up, you know. Dejan is his name. Um, so yeah, that that way. You back?
I am back.
Perfect timing.
Okay, sorry about that. Had a call from my father.
Yeah, big rolling.
Yes, Junior, chapter
Mm.
2.
The chapter two, the second wave. Um, So everybody's been going in about Jesse Smollett. We never talked about it on the podcast just to see how everything turned out. Have you heard much about it?
Not at all. Oh, you talking about, is that the Empire nigga?
Empire dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard about all that.
Yeah, man. Which I don't really got much to say about it.
Me neither, honestly. I mean, apparently he was about to get fired from Empire anyways, and this is some big publicity stunt so he can like build up his clout and have like the whole LGBTQXRYZ community to be like holding him down.
It makes me want to say LGBTQNA.
They have one of those too.
I'm sure, right? Every big supporters. No hatred. Um, I just put out a little freestyle, yeah, where I said faggot, but I wasn't using it in a slur. Um, I don't know. I don't know if they'll take it as that. I'm kind of meticulous about the way I put words together and bars together. And the original word, is a bundle of sticks used as fuel to start a fire. It's still in the dictionary. It's the original way, the original meaning of the word before people weaponized it. And that's how I used it in the song. Uh, don't know how that'll go over. Ah, you know. But as far we talked about music, man. I'm not doing this to get famous, and that actually isn't my goal anymore or anything. I'm just doing it because I love music. I love bars. I just want to do it. So yeah, I doubt that I'm important enough for anybody to kill me off. But some people get scared, and some people are some people just there's no need to distance yourself from me because one, we don't even know each other. And two, it's relax, relax. It's okay. Everything is gonna be okay. So just relax. But anyway, that's on another tangent. But what really pissed me off about this Jesse Smollett thing is that white people are using this now. MAGA supporters,
Hmm.
well, they is letting this shit fly. Now everything we say is a lie. Ah, nah. They probably ain't even attacking people. They ain't attacked the Smollett boy, bro. I got into it and I found an undercover racist at my job, man. Nice older man, like speaks to everybody. White dude speaks to everybody. Hey, like really nice older guy. You would not think he was racist. Nigga is racist. How did I find out? You ask. You ask.
How? Oh, how did you find out?
I'm sitting there talking to the dude, and then passing, and uh, I was talking about how they have a new hire and like um the bigger part. Like I don't care. I'll say it now. I work for Frito Lay and um PepsiCo. PepsiCo is hiring. So Frito Lay is a subsidiary of PepsiCo, and so they're hiring. And I thought about getting a job there, but no, 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 because they work you like a dog. Good money though, real good money, but I'm already making enough, and I need time to see my family. And I've already did the working in the freezer
Hmm.
at CNS, and a lot of days. I mean, a short day was 13 hours. That was a short day. Most of the days was 15. It was 18 hours, like going in 7 p.m., getting off at 1 p.m. the next day, and then expecting to go in. Because I would go in at 12 o'clock and at 12 o'clock midnight and still work a good 11 hours. And they like, well, you showed up. Other people quitting, so you got a job. Come on, until I quit. But off on a tangent. But yeah, so this man, we talked about that, and I talked about, I'm trying to set up some things, um, some programs and stuff. Then he asked me, and I told him, and then he started talking about his church. And I told him, how I don't really trust churches a lot because of the stuff I've been through with it.
Mhm.
You know, the spirituality is fine, and it was a good meaning at the beginning, but as as man, we as mankind, when I say man, we we're flawed, and we start getting into, we manipulate things, and we use things, and pervert the meaning of religion, sadly. And so and then he starts talking about these women, um Arab women, who stand near his church and with signs begging for food or some money or something. Not their husbands, he specifically said, but them. Which I find that strange because most immigrants in this country get a grant, are able to get a grant. That's why we see so many Asians with beauty supply stores, or Arabs or Indians with chains of convenience stores, because they get grants to open these stores. There's immigrant grants or whatever. So I found that strange anyway. That he said they're begging for money. So okay, whatever. He's like, oh, I don't want them. I don't give them money. Sometimes I might. And then he comes back to specifically, so we go off, and he comes back to specifically tell me the reason I don't give them money is because I don't want to support terrorism. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, man, they be speaking their language and all this. I'm like, just because they speak Arabic don't mean they're terrorists, man. Just because they're from a different country don't mean they're terrorists. That's crazy. You can't say that, right? I'm like, you
Yeah.
can't just say they're terrorists, guy. And it's like, well, you know, one came into a church and something with the pastor. He comes up and slits the pastor's throat,
Mm.
talking about Al or whatever. Like, I don't want to support Al Qaeda. And I'm like, well, you know, Dylan Roof went in the church, because I told him, I was like, because this is where it's really started. Because I told him he can't do that, and he was talking about terrorists. I'm like, man, there's more American terrorists than there are other terrorists. There's more American terrorists than there are immigrant terrorists in this country, guy. There's more white bread terrorists than there are immigrants. Then, of course, that's when he said the thing about the slit in the throat, and I'm like, well, Dylan Ruth, you know, that he went inside a church and killed mad black people. And he's like, who is that? How you not know who Dylan Ruth is?
And that's your hero.
Exactly. And it's like he's a white boy. Like, well, what I'm talking about is, it just happened some years ago, 3 years ago. I'm like, same thing with Dylan Roof, man. That just happened 2, 3 years ago. So then he wants to say, well, they they talk about the war and they have some banner, and back in the day they went around and was killing people who wouldn't be Muslim. If you wouldn't become Muslim, they kill you. And I'm like, Ray, back in the day, and to look for the Holy Grail, the Christian crusaders, they were destroying villages and raping women. Like they were destroying villages on the look for this cup that might not even exist. Then he's
And
like, yeah. And so I'm like, you can't just because of a past or something you see in history want to. And he's like, oh well, um, and so I guess that really pissed him off. That really pissed him off. And so he started saying something about Jesse. This thing was like, well, you know that Empire guy, he he knew those guys that attacked him, and it really was. I'm like, yeah, 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 but that doesn't change the fact that there is racism in this country, man. People are racist, my guy. And he was like, yeah, sadly, that's true. And I don't think that's ever going to change. Yeah, it's not. And so then,
that's never gonna change, nigger.
right. I'm really feeling like he wanted to call me a nigga because he was like, I don't think we should keep talking about this or whatever. I'm like, I'm fine.
Nah, he
Right.
was about to kill you, nigga. I don't think we should keep talking about this. My noose is tightening up.
You're right. I got my new Prada line. I'm hanging one tonight. But
Damn.
I'm like, come on, right? I'm fine. I can talk about this all day because you're not gonna tell me that it's okay for you to be prejudiced or racist against these people. And then he was like, so he didn't like that. So he started, well, I bet it's places in Harlem where I can go where if I go, I'll get killed.
Harlem though?
Walking around as a white man.
Was that the hardest place you could think of?
Right. Harlem. This nigga said Harlem. Come on, bro. You ain't never even been to Harlem. I don't think I've been to Harlem. I've been to New York, but I don't think I've been to Harlem.
That's actually where I'm at right now.
Okay. Okay. You getting busy in Harlem. I see you. So so this nigga. So then I'm like, Ray, in Jacksonville, if I get pulled over by a policeman, like I can get killed in Jacksonville walking in the wrong places. Nigga, if I get pulled over by the police, you know how many times I've been pulled over by the police here? And they aggressively search me, bro. Like I'm talking about grab my sack and everything. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's no need for that, especially when you cooperate. You
Right.
know, especially
Yeah.
when you're not aggressive. I'm not when I'm talking to police. You know what I mean? I got manners. I got all sorts of manners. Then you know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying?
Oh no, sir.
Right.
Stevens was it? Officer Stevens? What a wonderful name.
Your life shall be mine. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
that
No,
sounded
okay.
wrong. That sounded wrong. When I say your life shall be mine, when I say that, don't mean anything about killing cops or anything like that. But it was just a scenario of officer that Trey, of course, the king of scenarios, made.
Is that my new title?
Yeah, you are definitely the king of scenarios.
Yes.
Um, and
Age
I
upon
ended up,
my throne.
I ended up becoming this officer. But they don't stop their prejudice. I've also met good officers too. You know what I mean?
Good officers. it, oh, you weren't joking. Okay.
Now aren't racist, and don't just assume, don't. I mean, they get a little aggressive. They get real aggressive here. They definitely get aggressive, but you hear about all this stuff. And you just try not to die. But that's the kind of the premise. That's the premise of the freestyle. I shouldn't put it out because it didn't. I haven't even finished mixing it all. If you heard the new version, Trey, you heard the new version. I went in with like dogs. Yes, I didn't see you. Oh, okay. Yes. When? Okay. So make sure y'all take baths, get dressed, get your clothes packed. Kids are going with their granddad today.
Oh.
Oh, and on the 13th, guys, I meant to tell you, was my youngest son's birthday. Right?
Hey.
Day. And then it was Valentine's Day. It's
Hey.
definitely been a lot of stuff, yo. A
And then
lot of stuff.
President's Day.
Oh,
Yay.
celebrate that.
Oh.
Not with the president we got.
Oh.
I'm good.
Yeah. Boo.
Yeah, man. But oh, you should have heard what I did to it, bro. Like I put all the parts together,
Hmm.
the speaking parts together. Then I added like some dog barking, I had like handcuffs, the steps going to the car, like the cocking of the gun, like. And of course, it's not done being mixed or mastered, and I probably shouldn't have put it out yet because it definitely hasn't been done mastered, or I haven't finished mixing it. But sometimes you get a little overzealous. You get excited about a piece of art, which I need people to understand. It's just art. It's art to me. I don't get paid for this. Doubt if I will ever get paid for this, but that's fine. I do it because I love it. I got other stuff going on in my life,
Hmm.
other stuff that I feel like I'm being called to do. So I'm definitely gonna do um what I know isn't an original thought from me because I don't think like this. Definitely gonna put that situation together because it can only come from a higher place. And then music could just be there when I'm there. I talked to you about after this only doing like super passion projects to where it might take 5 years to put together. But I just really want something meaningful, and it's just my piece of art, man. My piece of art. But anyway, that tied everything in. I really hate how now MAGA and the white nationalists want to white supremacists want to use this as, well, see, all y'all niggas be lying.
Hmm.
That's the worst part of it to me. Other than that, it's nothing new. People create stories. People, he just didn't know it would become such a big thing. And I'm like, damn, you hear white folks talking about it everywhere too. Like, damn it, Jesse. Damn it, man. God.
He just didn't want to take that L, man. And now he's taking the ultimate L.
I don't understand, man. He talking about how much money or whatever he made. You're an actor. And if you're a good actor, even if they trying to write you out, it's a whole bunch of rumors. So I don't know exactly what it is. Even if they trying to write you off the show, bro, you can get another show. You just gotta get back. You gotta get the auditions back. You just gotta get it back. If you're a good actor, it's nothing to worry about. And I'm sure you make way more money than I live off of a year.
Yeah. So he's got so much tucked away. It's just like, but I guess your way of life changes, when you're in that different tax bracket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. It's like when Kanye went broke and stuff. Like he went broke by his standards, by our standards. Nigga, you not broke. Just cut down on the bills, bro. Like your living has just went up. Your living expenses is just too high. And you get accustomed to a certain lifestyle. I guess you don't want to get rid of it, get away from it. So, you know, I don't got them rich man problems. So, mm but Yeah, man. What's your week been like? I just told them a whole bunch of stuff. My week. Anything interesting? Any new games or
Nope.
no? You were saying something about Alpha or something. Anybody out there play Alpha? What's going on with Alpha?
Um, Anthem
Oh,
and
Anthem.
I don't know. I mean, I just turned the game on and did like the little opening mission, and then as soon as I got to the city, I turned it off because I had to go do something else. So I haven't really gotten into. I played the demo a lot, and it was pretty fun.
Mm.
But I mean, it's been getting a lot of bad reviews. People have been hating on it. So I didn't, I don't listen to what people say though. I just figure out if it's good or not to myself. So I'm just play it and find out for myself. I mean, I enjoyed the demo enough to want the game. So
Well, put your gamer tag out there for anybody who's on PlayStation, man. You wanna
if you're on PlayStation and you don't mind talking to a weird antisocial big black dork, it's Big Trade 9. That's BIGTRE 89 on PSN.
I tried
Uh,
to get my kids to get a PlayStation. I tried so hard.
I wish you succeeded, bro.
They only
Because
want
then
an
you could kill
Xbox.
two birds with one stone.
Play with my kids and my best friend. Ah, I see what you're doing there.
Hmm.
Or
Hmm.
have or sick my kids on you
And
because
then I
I'm
have to
trash at
spank you. Then I
games.
have to spank your children in front of you.
I'm trash at games. Ah, they probably deserve it.
I'm gonna get Trey. No, I don't feel like playing with Trey. I'm gonna go get that nigga Trey.
You better let me win one. Let me win one because I'm trash at games now, man. I don't play games like that. I'm trash. Other than, of course, thinking games like
Hey,
chess.
I'll get you right, bro. Any game, I can get you right, bro. Look at Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, man. That's why I had to quit, man.
That was too
The game,
good.
man. The game's addictive. I had only played it for what 3 months, if even that long, and I was addicted to playing that dang game.
So
Like
fun.
I like thinking games. I really like, and that's a thinking game. I really like thinking games. Um, but you know, it's a good game. Maybe I'll play it every once in a while and return. Zay want that belt back.
I had my first Yu-Gi-Oh war with Zay.
Oh, that I mean, that's a one-sided war.
It was. He won the first three matches. So like it was the first of seven wins, and he won the first three matches. And I was waiting on him to get cocky, but he kind of stayed low key. And I was like, oh man, Zay 3-0. Darren hyping him up. Hey man, you might actually pull it off. Beat the king of games, man. Zay was like, nah, this man Trey gonna give me 5 wins or 6 wins, and then just come back. I was like, nah, I can't. I ain't gonna do you like that. Then I
And I
proceeded
just
to win
give you
seven in a
three.
row.
Exactly. He was in his own head, man.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna do something. I know. Crap. What did I just do? No. What happens a lot, man. Getting your own head. That even happens with life.
Yeah.
Into one of my serious subjects before we get off the quick cast. You know, a lot of people live in their own head. Where they and I can speak from experience. Been doing a lot of reading up about schizophrenia and psychosis, spiritual links between those, because honestly, I don't, and I even say it in one of the songs on the album called Voices. Uh, yeah, I start off the voice. My mama I mean, the verse, my mama called it prophecy. I asked her, can she pray for me? My wife said, if I settle down my mind, it got to speak to me. What
Mm.
you got to say to me?
Mm.
um, I I be feeling like I'm hearing commentary on my life in my head, voices here and there, like say "wow" or "no" or "I told you" or "don't" or like it'd be simple. It's nothing crazy, nothing like people, be like, "Oh, I had to shoot up something" or whatever. How people say, real crazy, but it drives me insane. It doesn't drive me insane. Oh God, I know. But it makes me doubt myself at times. It makes me doubt stuff I do, um, how I talk, how I move. Which of course it probably saves me from things. Um, Maybe it's God, you know, which they say God is a still voice or our conscious. People believe that God is our conscious. So maybe that's what it is. I moved so many years without a conscious, with one but without one. I had morals. I had morals because my mama taught me that. You know what I mean? My mama didn't play. It taught me manners and morals and beat me with the belt. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
shoot, probably got my last whooping. To be
Last
honest,
week.
mama put the hands on me, bro. My mama definitely put the hands on me. Once I got as tall as her, and she's short. Once I got as tall as her, she told me ain't no more belts, bro. No more belts. I remember I wandered in the house after it was time. Oh, she caught me at the door. I was unlocking the door. She opened the door. What's up? Nah, come on in. Walk on in. Huh? Walk on in. I walk in. Do do do. She hit me with the three piece, nigga.
Mm.
I fall back into the hallway like, oh. And she like, come in and close the door. Give me them hands. I mean, that's a woman's job, you know what I mean? Especially raising boys, as she did. Um, but so I always have a solid moral ground. And I have manners, but maybe the voices that I hear is just my conscious or God, just telling me how to move. Um, I've been doing a lot of meditation and prayer. Um, Definitely, and it makes my days go better. Um, and like I said, they're not loud. They're not loud. They're real quiet. But sometimes I can, to be honest, sometimes I'm around people and I hear their voice, but they ain't open their mouth. I hear their voice say something, they ain't open their mouth. I don't know if I heard a thought. I don't know if I heard something that I just put in my head or whatever. But I just try and look at the links, and they say that that's what would happen to shamans back in the day, indigenous people. They would have different kind of shamans and stuff. And I'm a real spiritual person, which that's like one of the signs. That's what it said was one of the signs. So man, like dreams of grandeur, visions of grandeur, and super spirituality or something like that, man. Um, but I also believe that science diagnose things that they can't understand.
Hmm.
That they die. I also believe that. And things in the spirit can't be explained. Not everything. We don't have the understanding. And I believe a lot of stuff is spiritual things. Like I said, my mom Of course, my mom has a church. She's an apostle. Uh, she was a prophetess and an apostle. And when I was super young, man, I remember they made me stay in the living room with the lights off, and they played gospel music. And this is why I was so God. I told my mom when I was a kid, just being rebellious. Look, when I grow up, I ain't going to church, yo. Y'all make me go to church all the time. I ain't going to church. Before I moved out, lived in government assistant housing, Farmington Apartments, in High Point, North Carolina, off Brentwood Street. It was called Farmington. Now it's called Brentwood Crossing, in between two ghettos, Carson Stout and J.C. Morgan. J.C. Morgan? Yeah, J.C. Morgan. It's throwing me off because I'm like, J.P. Wetworth? 877 cash now? Oh man, if we had ads, that would be that would have been perfect.
Dum 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 dum.
But yeah. So I was in, and they made me stand there and pray until I start speaking in tongues. The gifts of the spirit, they call it. They're speaking in tongues. Yeah, yeah, real.
American.
I don't know, whatever you want to call it. They used to try and make me study before I'm left, because of course, being that, because I was fighting every day, just because I just didn't like my home situation and everything. Fighting every day, getting the stuff I ain't had no business. So once at a certain age, as a boy, the father got to kind of step in, and I moved with my dad, but he wasn't with my dad and my grandma in Seabreeze. And so, but he always worked, and which it was one of the things that I had to get over with, because when we lived in the same city, I never seen you. That's one of the reasons why I was in trouble all the time, because that's when I could talk to my dad. You know what I mean? Like I diagnosed myself. I look back and just look at, damn, like I was really getting in trouble because I did not speak to him other than it was Christmas. Like he would call me and be like, "Why you ain't call me, nigga? I'm a kid, bro. I'm 10 years, 11 years old. What do you
Right.
mean? Why I ain't call you? Why you ain't call me?" But my mama would call him when I get in trouble and say, "You need to talk to your son." So as getting older, I look back at it and I'm like, I was getting in trouble so much because that was the attention, Because of course I
Mm-hmm.
look at my son now and he's a good kid, and but he
Pistol or no
acts
pistol?
pistol.
Pistol.
He's a
Okay.
good kid. Um, but he acts out because his younger brother is a good kid. My son with autism, the one whose birthday just passed. He's a
Mm-hmm.
good kid, great kid, straight A's, everything. So my oldest son, he acts out, um, because one, he thinks it's cute, but he thinks he can get attention. Like we'll have spats where we going back and forth because he want to just say stuff to hurt me, and I'm telling you can't hurt me. And so we'll have a spat where we go back and forth and just say little things that I shouldn't. Like his mom gets pissed. Like she gets pissed because she's like, "You ain't about to talk to him like that." Not me, but him. Like he ain't
Yeah.
nothing to talk to me like that. But I think it's good for him because go ahead, let out whatever you got to say. I would rather you hear it, but he'll say stuff he don't mean, and then if I and this is one reason because this happened last week or whatever. I told him I was like, you know what? I've been in your life so long since you was 5, 6, and now you're 13, about to be 14. I've been
It's
in your
crazy.
life so right. I've been in your life so long that what you just said, I ain't even gonna lie. That kind of hurts me to know that, because when we got together, um, I didn't really want my wife to work. She works now, but I didn't want her to work. But yeah, I told her she could if she wanted to. But I'd rather her, go to school. And her mom has MS, so
Mm.
yeah, so she was taking care of her mom. Her mom stayed with us. I was working, take care of the house. It's fine. And I'm 23. I'm 23 years old, man. But that's why I thought I was doing something. You know what I mean? I'm working long hours, still doing my music. We had a house in Greensboro. I, hey, I was doing well for myself, thinking we had a house, double car garage, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, dang on, uh, a dining room, a living room, dining room, and a den. Like, I thought I was doing something. And so I'm like, man, the things that I don't want to say sacrifice for you, because I don't want him to think, that, oh, he ruined my life, or anything like that. So I don't say it like that, but I'm like, you know, the things I do for you because I love you,
Mhm.
you know, what you just said kind of actually really hurt a little bit. You hit a little mark. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Like, and that made me feel even better, because I'm like, okay. Like, yeah. Because his mom would tell me, he'll come and be talking and be like, I really love dad, and I don't want him to go nowhere. But of course, when he gets mad, he's always, little kids, they don't understand what they say, you know.
Right.
And so it really kind of made me feel good, the fact that he cares about me or whatever, I guess, as much as I care about him, because I hug him, and of course I discipline him. But after I discipline him, we talk, and I tell him, I just love you, man. I love you, and I see greatness in you. I just want you to see greatness in yourself, man. You're gonna be something, whatever you decide to do. Because of course I wanted to put him on the music thing, but he didn't want to do music, and that's understandable. you
Yeah.
know,
That's
that's
the thing. That's the thing.
right. And so whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do, we will help you. I told him, if it's is these games and you really have an idea, we will buy you everything needed to make that possible. We'll buy you GoPros and video making software, and whatever it is that you want to do. I'm gonna invest in you because I care about you that much, and I believe you're great. I believe. So I don't even know how I got on that subject. I just ramble, but uh, I know I was trying to get on. I don't know. Have no idea. Have no idea. But thank you, people, for listening. Trey, do you have anything to say?
Nah.
We just brought y'all this short, quick cast, or whatever we want to call it. Because we didn't give y'all one this week. We will resume back on Tuesdays. But we still here, guys. Just life. Life happens. Life happens, and we don't get paid for this. This is just fun.
Which is what we do.
Yeah, yeah. I want y'all to do it without me sometimes, but that's the story for another day. You know.
Yeah. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. Can't
Mm.
control if we're able to. Sometimes we have to do it. Sometimes we can't do it. And if you have to do it, then other times you move to the side and then it gets done.
And then it gets done, and we're getting it done, guys. So be looking out. Be looking out. Great things are expected to happen. Um, and if you believe it too, great things are gonna happen to you too. It's your season. Walk in it. Know who you are. Know your greatness. We are Misunderstood Podcast.
Episode 11. Thank you for joining
Peace,
the quick cast. We'll see you guys
peace
next
and blessings.